Well, some of you may remember I did a New Year's video where my viewers contributed projects, and a guy named HK Helm contributed one that was really unique, and this video is going to be building his project. Thanks, HK. Let's get started. Hello, and thanks for joining me. Well, this is part 3 of the 4x6 horizontal bandsaw tune-up. And it's not really a tune-up, but it's a convenient add-on. So, let me show you what I'm doing here. This is going to be an auxiliary table to put on a horizontal bandsaw. This saw came with one, a lot of them didn't. But this saw did come with one, but it's time-consuming to put on. This one will be made like you see here. This just, you can use 2x2 tubing. This is 3x3. The only reason I'm using it is because I had a bunch of it. But this is going to be a table that mounts there. It'll have a slot either cut or milled into there. It's a little piece of angle iron that goes in there to help support the table at the blade. But when we get done, the whole thing will lift out. Just undo the clamp, lift it out like that, put it back in, clamp it down, and you got a table. That'll go right there. I got a spacer right here to pull it away from the edge of this clamp. The reason I did that is because I want this to line up at least partway with the blade here. I like this needs to set on the table. That'll help support this table, make it good and solid. That was part of the problem with the old one. It wasn't very solid. Right now I'm going to mill a slot in here and then position, it'll be welded on there, and position this, clamp it and weld it. Okay, first thing I want to do is tack this everywhere so it doesn't move on me. Yeah, a good welder doesn't need a grinder, but I'm not a good welder. But it'll hold. Now this step here, I could just cut in, draw a straight line and cut in, and then weld it to this. But I think I'm going to mill a slot in there. It'll give me some clearance when I'm dropping it in there. This is a jig I made quite a while ago. It allows me to cut a slot and clamp something I couldn't normally clamp in my vise. This jig has a straight edge right here, which I can use to square up stock with. I can turn it around the other way in the vise and have a 10-foot piece and mill the end of it. Kind of tricky, but it's possible. Yeah, that's good. Well, I'd say that works pretty good, wouldn't you? Well, here it is, the finished table. See how it does. Well, I'd say that's pretty good. Well, that about wraps it up. Thanks for joining me, and be sure and subscribe. Yeah, I like it.